Okay. How are we, YouTubers? We well? That's the way. Rightio. I've listened to me comments, and a lot of people have said, Justin, we like it. We like your videos and what you're doing and that. But we also like it when you talk serious. Now, talking serious, that's good, right? I understand that, and I can appreciate people wanting to, have, have serious talk or listen to something serious and that when they're going through hard times, right? With themselves, it can be anything. Family time, anything, right? Hard times are hard times, right? But I also want to be JB's Go Get a Pie show that breaks it up. You know, there's a lot of things going on out in the world that are really worth worrying about, and even coming from me, that are more important than yourself. You got to understand that. But I think one question that keeps on coming up is the battle with David, suicide. Okay, and that that can be in some people's view a taboo. They don't want to talk about it. Too much talking about it could push someone to doing it or to experience it themselves. I don't want anyone to experience what surviving suicide is like. Um, but people still endeavour to ask, and they will, and I don't mind, right? And all right, I tried to kill myself, okay, and my mum was still alive when I tried to kill myself. We were in lockdown, COVID, um, things like that. There was a lot going on in the world, and it was a confusing time. It still is, and because of that, there's been a lot of disruptions with certain things in the world. But as we all know, the story, I didn't end up killing myself. Um, yeah, but so I survived suicide, and just to give you a bit of understanding, when Danny $1 Million Bogan went overseas, his first time throughout England and stuff, and Scotland and stuff, right? He went and visited the Bobhead Boys, and I'd never spoken to the Bobhead Boys. I knew of them, but we'd never spoken, right? Bobby. These two sons and their father, when Danny arrived, they asked Danny for my address. Now, mind you, let's make this quite clear. I never asked Danny to get me anything. I never asked Danny to say hello. I didn't do any of that. Right? So, anyway, Danny rings me up, and I was in my garage, and I gave him my address, and a few weeks later, I got some shirts, some leather gloves, and stuff like that from the Bobhead Boys. You know, they reached out, and that really meant a lot. And this is after my suicide attempt, you know. And it made me see that people don't have to be next door to you that really care about you or understand, which I thought all of that had been forgotten in this world. You know, people caring. Excuse me while I get ready. And, well, I was still getting over the yeah, I'll say it. I was getting over the embarrassment of trying to kill myself because it is. That's another effect of if you don't succeed, embarrassment. You feel like you're a attention seeker, and you're not. You don't know where to go. You're lost. You're in this world of I tried to do it. I wanted to end it, and it didn't happen. And you know, what do you do now? You've sort of opened up a door to wanting to live again, but you're also walking around with the stigma of people looking at you, saying just you're a attention seeker. And you got to get over that one too. That's a hard one too. But so that was 2000. That was around about that was 2019. Anyway, the following year, my birthday, my 50th birthday, and we were in lockdown, and my mum was living in a retirement village, under the care of the state trustees. Because my mum had an episode where she couldn't look after herself, and I had to put her there. Anyway, the day of my birthday, my 50th, had the police come to my house to inform me that my mother had she was found, she'd taken her life. So now not only am I a survivor of suicide, I'm also a victim of suicide. And that as bad as it felt, feeling that pain of losing someone. I've lost people to suicide before, but my cousin, a long time ago, he killed himself. And now my mum, but I had friends and stuff. My cousin and I, we weren't that close, but it's still family. But I've had friends kill themselves and stuff, and it's not nice. But when it's blood, family, even though my mother and I weren't close, we all get a bit older, and we learn to look at things differently. I won't say forgive, but we learn to understand things a bit different. My feelings to how I felt towards my mum, when I was 20 to now are different. But there's still that disappointment there of how my mum, brought me up and stuff like that. But feeling that pain now, being a victim of suicide, hey, don't touch the phone, Oscar. Makes you see and appreciate just if I'd succeeded in suicide, what the pain I would have left behind. And so I'll put those two together. The embarrassment of not succeeding in suicide, my failed attempt, and now a victim, and I put them two in perspective, and it's like I'm not saying I'm lucky, but it was a good thing to have happened, to be able to put those two things together. So that's what I'm trying to relay here. That's why I can talk about David, suicide, and the pain on both sides of the embarrassment of not going through, be able to failing, and also the pain of losing someone to suicide as a family. Hey, Oscar, a family member. I just want to say that it's hard, but that pain that my mother left behind, and the way everyone came together in the family and stuff. It's like, even now, you know, I grapple with why she did it. And I don't want to leave people with that pain. You know, I have my down moments. I've been down for the past 3-4 days. You know, I just also want to point out that with all of my stories, and also as I come across as a person, my life has not been very, how can I put it, not social in regards to, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't go out and things like that. My role as me was, I was involved with a lot of people working, or that was my job to do. So I was in big crowds. But once all that's said and done, I don't retract. It's just not me. I do like people. I love, you know, being around people and stuff like that in a manner of to help them and stuff like that. But not to just be hanging out. To me, you know, I like to go and see people, you know, see how they are, have a bit of fun, you know, chew the fat, let's say, and things like that. But all said and done, really, I keep to myself. You know, I ride my bike. On my bikes, you know, I've some close friends and stuff, you know, and I touch base with as many people as I can. Now, since I've started this YouTube channel, I've gained a lot of good mates and that, and I do endeavour to, you know, get in contact with them all. Just sometimes, you know, it's not pressure to me, but I just, you know, I don't forget. It's just like, oh, you know, just, you know, and I battle with that, thinking people might think that I'm, you know, ignoring them, and I'm not. You know, I think of everybody, you know. But I'll get there, and I do get back, and those people can tell you that I do come back, you know, I do. I don't go away, you know, I just, you know, mate, if I say I'm going to call you next week, I mightn't call you next week, I might call you, you know, 2 days after I've said I'd call, or at least I'm sending you, acknowledging you, you know, and I will. But, so for those people who are out there who have a small network of friends or family that they go to, or, you know, things like that, that's okay. You don't have to go and fill your world up with people, because that can be a detriment. That can be a confusing time, because you're opening yourself up to a lot of people, and you're trying to find yourself at the same time. And you don't want to do that, because you can get lost and you can get caught up in things. It might take you down a bad road, you know, but they're things that you're going to have to experience and gauge for yourself what works. I'm only saying that just take little steps, right? And understand what you are as a person and what you like. And also, you know, just every now and again, just, you know, break out of your skin. Do something stupid, you know, like what I'm about to do now. You know, I'm about to do something, you know, I reckon it's funny, and I'm going to put it on YouTube, and I don't give a fuck, right? I think it's fucking funny. So here we go, right? This is called, right, this is the most iconic sea walk in history. If you're not understanding what a sea walk is, it's called crib walk, right? So, I'm calling this one, right, JB's Sea Walk Bobhead style. Okay, you ready? Let's go. Woo! Woohoo! Into war, do you go? Yeah! Get a bit crazy, alright? Go and get a pie!